So a visual schedule is a visual depiction of expectations for a child for the sequence of upcoming events or activities. It can be composed of real objects, photographs, or line drawings. In this case, with CVES, the visual schedule is composed of icons or colored drawings. And so, as you're noticing here, the visual schedule attaches to the back of the communication binder so that a child can take their visual schedule with them wherever they go. So here's our visual schedule. On the right side is green, activities that we are doing or are yet to come. And then on the left side is red, so for activities that have been completed. As an activity is completed, it gets moved from the right side to the left. So we play turns into we played. And as a child uses their visual schedule, or as a clinician or a communication partner uses the schedule with the child, they can move the icons over for the child. So I might say, oh, now we're going to count in math. And then after math is completed, I may move over the icons for the child if they're not able to do so. Counting in math is all done. Or I might say, we counted in math. And then this sequence is going to continue to progress throughout whatever time frame we've designated for the visual schedule. So we may designate a 2-hour time frame on the front of the visual schedule. We may designate a half a day time frame for the visual schedule. It's up to the clinician or the practitioner. But again, as the child moves through the activities of their day or of their morning, these items get moved over to the left column. Okay. Oops. And so one thing that you're noticing about our visual schedule is the addition of core vocabulary words to the visual schedule. And so, like our first then schedule, we want to provide aided language input to our students throughout their day and make sure that we're increasing our verbal speech to icon association. So the more that we can model the icons that they see in their communication system or the words that are being spoken to them, they're more likely they're going to start using those words as well. So on the left-hand side, we can have a fringe vocabulary word or a core word, as in the word play. And then on the right side, we're having that core word. So it's not just math, but we're going to count in math. And it's not just bathroom, but we're going to go to the bathroom. And like with our first then schedule, we're going to change out our core words as well. So maybe instead of walk to library, maybe we have library. Or maybe for that activity, we're going to go to library. And then maybe we're going to walk to the bathroom, whatever that may be. But we're always changing out our core vocabulary word so that we can increase a child's understanding of words being spoken to them. And then inside our visual schedule, we have storage space on the right-hand side in green for additional icons that we may need to use for that day. We can also show completion. On the left side is all done, finished. So maybe activities that are all done completely for the day, we're going to store here on the inside. So maybe we had time on the iPad, or maybe we went to a restaurant in the morning and that's been completed for the entire day. Therefore, we're storing it on the all done. The schedule itself can be attached and removed to the back of the communication binder, and the reason being is that if for some reason you want to bring the visual schedule closer to the child, such as if a child has maybe left his seat, is sitting on the floor, or has thrown himself to the floor, you might want to bring your visual schedule to that child to show them the expectations of what's next or what's expected of them. So you can pull off your visual schedule, bring it to the child, show them what's expected, what the next activity is, and then you can return the visual schedule for storage later to the back of the communication binder.